Look how bright that is. Man, that moon is so bright. I could see the craters on that thing easier than I could like read one of these like lighted signs from a couple blocks away. But that's 500,000 miles. 500,000 allegedly. So we could see 500,000 miles. Is that what you're telling me? It's so bright. It's like when you look at those photos from the moon landing, they're always on this like kind of dark, very dusty ground. I guess they must have went during the day because it's not as bright as it is right now. But anyway, that's neither here nor there, nor anywhere really. This theme keeps coming up, and I ran into something about it a couple days ago, and it's kind of been going on for well, being the idea has been around for a while. I've been kind of I keep running into it over the years. I remember having a discussion with a priest about it, a holy man, who he felt, he was pretty sure that there will be some kind of end, like showdown, you know, at the end, because we're talking about the body changes, the Mandela effect body changes. And if you look at the Mandela body changes, they're all upgrades. You know, they're all upgrades. A lot of things that could have harmed you in the past, like a physical attack, which some people go by here. You're now kind of armored up. I mean, just looking at the rib cage from how it used to be, like, I mean, from what I remember it as, and a lot of other people do, it kind of came down halfway in your torso, and now it runs like all the way to your hip area. It's more like a cage, and all your organs are just kind of stuffed in it. You know, you can't be hit with a kidney punch anymore because your kidneys are protected. The old under siege move, putting the something through your eye that could go in your brain, that can't happen anymore because now we have bones behind our eyeballs. The holy man's idea was that these bodies are being upgraded and prepared for demons to take them when they finally rip however many holes they... No, they're already here. I mean, they're everywhere. You know, if you took a photograph of the street and you played around with the, you know, the gain and the contrast and everything, Roger and KC, you would be able to see the shapes of the demons. They can have different height. You know, they can be as tall as buildings, or as small as like the little things that are hanging around the Queen, whenever she would, Queen Elizabeth, whenever she would do a talk or a dress, there would always be these little guys hidden everywhere all around her. But they have to kind of follow the 3D architecture of the area, even though they're incorporeal. They have to stick with the hard surfaces of this area. You know, like the other day I was talking about how if you got one in your room or something and you need to get it out, you got to have a window open or a door open. They need to travel that way. You know, they can't Casper through walls. I don't know why, for whatever reason it is, but that's just how it is. So they're all around. They're here now. But what I think, I forget what his exact thing was as to why they need conditions to be a certain way. And I think he alluded to some kind of like almost terraforming, where they want to change the environment here to be more suited for them. And if you look at our internal organs, our liver has increased in size, which is made to process toxic shit. A lot of the toxic. That's the medical science definition. Yeah, for toxic shit. But a lot of the kind of things that you would need to withstand a harsher environment have already been changed or being changed. We have that new organ that they found that's like the largest one now, that used to be our epidermis. Now it's like this thing. It looks like a fucking squid. It's under your stomach. And like, oh, we never knew it was there before. It's like bullshit. How did you not know it was there before? So our internal organs are changing. The heart's in a different place. But basically, he thinks that there's going to be some kind of conflict, some kind of physical conflict with the armies of God and the armies of Satan, as is described in Revelations and other holy books. And he was alluding that they have to wait until the environment is more suited to them. And it made me think of a movie that came out years ago, because they always show you shit in these movies. And it was called This Is the End. Seth Rogen, all those creeps, Franco. It's like all these alleged comedians. And it was about it was just like that. Like hell rips up from underneath the earth. And hell is kind of spews onto the planet. And it's just it's a movie about them trying to survive in this new kind of hellscape. And the ground is all had changed. The atmosphere's changed. The sky's red. It's a lot harder to breathe outside. There's like windstorms. Kind of like what he was sort of talking about. Now, if that were to go down, and if I know my shit correctly, and I kind of do, if you're inside, you're all right. You'll be okay. But provided you had supplies and shit, because if you go outside, okay, when it becomes their area, that is consent, and then they can attack you. When you're not in the house, it's like a vampire situation, from what I understand. With all the things I've seen and learned over the past however many years, this really wouldn't surprise me to find myself in that kind of situation, where there's a harsh, toxic wind blowing outside, the sky's red, and everybody's locked in their houses while demons roam around, making voices of your loved ones to draw you outside. The moon again. Look at how fucking bright that. We probably can't see it here. But yeah, I don't know, whatever. It leads into a conversation about a whole other thing too, because we're not going to be able to physically fight these things. They're stronger than us. I think what in that film, right? Their depiction of demons, they weren't taking over people's bodies. They were just like kind of, like your regular movie kind of monster type demon things is what they were. But if they do terraform the area, and they, CERN does its thing over there, possibly, if they have anything to do with it, and I think they do. I don't think they have as much to do with it as they want us to think they do, though. Like, I don't think they have anything to do with the Mandela effect. As far as, well, let me rephrase that. As far as causing the incidental stuff that is known, that's popularized the Mandela effect. Those kind of changes, I think, were incidental. I think maybe they do have something to do with the body changes, and maybe all this other stuff, this tertiary stuff, happening because of it. Or perhaps the body thing is happening from something else completely. Maybe something they're putting in the air, or who the fuck knows? I don't have any idea about that. But the possibility exists that we could be in a situation where it's not just demons that are taking over bodies, but there could be stuff from other, dimensional areas that they bring shit in. Some of the stuff you see in storybooks and the monsters from biblical stories, or, maybe some sort of genetically modified, whatever those things are that they put in the state parks that collect all the kids. I mean, who knows? I don't know what we would be facing here. My idea, or my thought, or my from what I think, is once we have reached peak awareness of our divinity, we're just gonna like transcend out of this place, and whatever it is, the simulation ends. You take the headset off, and then your memories all rush back to like, oh, okay, this is just in that test area. Oh yeah, we get stuck there because the fucking music teacher decided he's gonna flip the table. That fucking guy. But yeah, it doesn't, even though I think that's ultimately what's going to happen, because that's what all signs point to. Once we reach peak awareness, we're going to kind of reform into one thing, because we are one thing. We're just split up into different points of attention and expressing ourselves as individuals. We're not Bob and Jerry and whatever. Those are just the points of attention from the whole consciousness, the one consciousness. That's a fun thing to think about. It doesn't like give you a headache or anything. But so the whole thing is, I think once we reach that sort of peak kind of awareness of that, we're just gonna form back into the one thing, and we're gonna fuck off out of here, which is the hope. But before that happens, a lot of other stuff could happen first. A lot of that stuff like, I was describing with the being stuck in your house, and you have to deal with, making sure you have enough toilet paper and fucking water. But what I keep trying to get to, and I haven't, is you can't fight these things physically. They're a lot stronger than us. And plus we'd be, I don't know how this is going to be. This is all just speculative theory, like always. Do I have to go in the store? I do. So I'm going to wrap this up because I got to go in there. But we're going to be able to fight them in a different way. I believe. Quite possibly. Can I couch that with any other thing? In my opinion. From what I understand. And that's where imagination and thought forms come in, which is something I talk about quite a bit here. Do I want to get into that now? No, I don't. I gotta go in the store. But yeah, just, another nice thing to think about, just figured I'd throw that out there. But I don't know, with everything I've seen and encountered and experienced, I don't take anything off the table. A lot of holy people think this is what's going to happen. There's going to be some kind of fight, some kind of conflict, some kind of showdown. And not the day or time. So, be sober. And don't blame the teacher, blame the school.